Hello and welcome back to the Woodshop. Today we're continuing with the CNC router, getting it up and running. We have to build a bed for it. I'd originally done some drawings, sent it out to some machine shops. They were quoting 6 to 8 weeks for it to be done, and not an unreasonable amount of money, but certainly a lot of money. So we're going to make one out of MDF. I am planning to replace this router sometime this year with a large auto tool changing router. So it is somewhat temporary, but we'll see. Firstly though, this fence hasn't been squared up on the saw. If you want to see the saw getting set up and restored, I'll put a link in the description. We've got a 3-part series on that. And then I should be able to use it as its original intended purpose, which is as a panel saw. And we'll get this big sheet of MDF cut. I'm going to put another piece of plywood underneath the MDF, which we'll laminate together, and that should give us a pretty sturdy base. We're going to put T-slots into here. Let's get to it. Based on my drawing, we're going to need 714 millimeters wide, which is good because it's pretty worn out until we get to about 31 centimeters wide. Well, that was easier than cutting a panel this size has any right to be. We're at 715.5 millimeters. That's acceptable to me. 115 there. I don't think this panel was sitting quite square or the other edge is not quite straight. 715, so we're within a millimeter for a big panel saw. It's good enough for what I need. So now we need to make it 1100 millimeters long. It's currently 1220, so we'll have to take a little bit off that. And then we can start putting slots in. Bang on 1100. Man, this saw makes life easy. This sliding mechanism is awesome. Definitely like the sliding panel saw. Well, it didn't go too badly. I screwed up one of these. It's too wide. A couple of others are a little bit too wide, but I'm not too fussed because these are not super critical. Any jigs I design will certainly be allowing a millimeter or two of movement on them for alignment into these slots. It's a matter of cleaning up the slot now, get rid of any high spots from the saw. Almost there. We've got a big cast iron bed on this table saw, so I'm going to use it as my glue up surface for gluing the plywood and the MDF together. It's the largest, heaviest flat thing I've got, which will stay flat when I put weights on top of this. Gluing up, I'm going to use some Titebond 3, Titebond Ultimate 3. I thought I had multiple jugs of Titebond Original, but it turns out I have multiple jugs of Titebond 3, so we're going to go ahead and use that. So my plan for this is to put the slotted MDF glued onto the plywood and then basically bring in whole lengths of lumber from my lumber stack and drop them on top of this, and that's going to be my clamping force. So I reckon I can put about half a ton on top of this without any difficulty, and that's going to be my way to get this clamp down flat. I don't have a way to get clamps into the middle of here. I don't have a good range of clamps. So I was going to vacuum bag this, but I don't know what Tight Bond will do under that sort of vacuum condition, if it will just evaporate off and not do a good job. So let's get on with gluing. Well, that's clamped now. We've got about a metric ton of wood sitting on top of it. Hopefully that'll give it nice flat finish and we'll not take all this off and end up with a banana. We'll see tomorrow. This is gonna have to sit for a few hours. It's already kind of late, so this is gonna be part 2 tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed seeing me do deados the hard way, put the slots in here. Could have done it with the router table, but I don't have enough table to get the fence out far enough that I could reach those middle slots. So this was going to be the easiest way for me to get this kind of accurate. If you want to see more woodworking videos, part 2 of this one where we get this actually on the router, eventually router videos, lasers, all sorts of cool projects we're working on, shop improvements. Please hit subscribe down below and make sure you hit the bell for notifications. If you've got any ideas on what we can do or other ideas for projects, leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Thank you very much for watching.